University of Florida, Whataburger, and by Everbank. Jaguars postgame, presented by G.E.H.A, starts right now.
Welcome in. It is Jaguars postgame, presented by G.E.H.A, Government Employees Health Association. Benefits for federal employees and retirees. Final score, Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. We're at the Hyundai Studios, the Miller Electric Center. After a really tough day of football, the Jaguars out-physicaled both lines of scrimmage today by the Seahawks. 10 penalties in the game, some drops in key moments, and just couldn't get anything going today. Missed some kicks today, and a tough day all the way around, Fred. And here we are. The Jags are now 4-2.
Yeah, this is just one of those good old-fashioned behind
behind a woodshed.
Behind the woodshed, exactly what happened today. Majority of NFL games are won between the trenches, and Seattle came in here knowing they were a good defense. They just dominated the line of scrimmage actually on both sides. Protected Sam Darnold, didn't allow first pressure until top of the fourth quarter. But pressured Trevor throughout the entire game, not just the sacks, but just the pressures across the board, and that's with a banged-up secondary. So, Seattle, they came across country and did what, most teams expect to do, while on the flip side, Coach Cohen tried to ignite this team by saying we played well on Monday night. We didn't play our best ball. He tried to get into them so it wouldn't be a letdown by saying we left some meat on the bone. We can be better and play better. And obviously they went in, did the total opposite. And I think it was just part of just the letdown. Played so great or played good enough to win Monday night. And I believe they were a bit deflated here today. Just a slow start. Everything kind of summed up, this loss.
Offensive line play was very disappointing, but even at the times Trevor Lawrence had time to survey the field, who was winning in this wide receiver core? This is a secondary, Fred, with their top three players not available today, and there were just so many times that Trevor looked, and had to dump it down to a running back. I mean, that's okay. You take the positive yardage, but guys were not winning against the secondary today.
No, 100%, Mike. I totally agree. And you had an opportunity there, what I believe it was around 9 minutes left in the game, a big 3rd and 5, an opportunity for one of your playmakers and Brian Thomas Jr. to step up. Huge drop, probably the biggest drop of the year. And we pointed out some drops, but that was a humongous drop because if you get that one, who knows what happens, but in that particular moment, you needed it, and it was a total letdown. So, and also a few misfires by Trevor. I thought the accuracy wasn't there today. A lot of high balls. So they'll go back, look at it, and say we had opportunities. This is one where we left a lot of meat on the bone, and we just didn't play our best ball.
A lot of pre-snap issues crept back up today as well. A couple of illegal formations on the right tackle today. Travis Hunter called for an offensive offside. They ended up scoring a touchdown later on that drive, but it negated the long one to Brian Thomas Jr. So just a few of those are back in the picture again, unfortunately.
Yeah, just got to go and clean it up. Fortunately, a week ago was the one game, a big game, that they didn't get penalized as much. But the other 4 games prior to today has been the theme. So whatever that is, and we know that is a thing, they have to clean that up. And hopefully they can figure it out before they face the Rams in London.
We're back in a moment. Plenty ahead. We're standing by for head coach Liam Cohen. He'll visit with Bucky Brooks after a losing result today at Everbank Stadium. Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. And this is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Federal employees keep our country going, and G.E.H.A is proud to keep them going with health plans exclusively for them. We were started by postal employees in 1937, and today we offer all federal employees a network of 1.7 million providers and a health plan for every stage of life. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. G.E.H.A. Find your federal health plan at GEHA.com.
Hi, it's Sam Kavaris. Just like the best players to ever wear the Jaguars black and teal, Echo East Coast Transportation is reliable when it counts. As the team's official transportation provider, they've been getting the Jaguars players, staff, and executives where they need to be, safely and on time, for more than a decade, with the newest vehicles and professional drivers. Call them at 904-631-5466 or find them online at ectjax.com and use the code SAM in the special instructions for your 15% Jaguars discount.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Florida Blue presents game-changing health solutions. Did you know you can relieve stress by doing yoga at a Florida Blue center?
And exhale.
Treating yourself to Florida Blue discounts. Seeing a chiropractor covered by Florida Blue. Having your own Florida Blue health consultant.
Welcome.
Or cheering on your team right now. Discover more game-changing health solutions at FloridaBlue.com. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars postgame. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. The Jaguars fall in week number 6. 20-12, the final score. Seahawks over the Jags, who fall to 4-2. The Seahawks improve to 4-2. And let's head to the Everbank Vault. Bucky Brooks joining us now as part of our postgame coverage. We'll have head coach Liam Cohen coming up shortly. Everbank, advantage you. Make the most out of your money at everbank.com/Jaguars. Bucky, we've kind of talked through a little bit of it here, but some penalties crept up again, and then the trench play on both sides on the line of scrimmage today in favor of the Seahawks all day long. What stood out the most to you?
Well, I mean, I think up front it was their defensive line in terms of dominating the point of attack. Anytime you generate 7 sacks, you have Trevor Lawrence on the run the entire time. They were able to do it without blitzing, so you could play maximum coverage in the back end. So that was a big part of it. But still, in spite of that, the Jaguars still beat themselves today. When you think about the negative plays, big plays allowed. They gave up big plays. JSN, big touchdown. Cooper Kupp, big play that led to a touchdown. A.J. Martin, a big play to finish the game off. Those things, the pre-snap penalties, the drops, it's a recipe for disaster.
Bucky, do the Jags have a kicking problem right now?
I won't say they have a kicking problem, but I do think you have to monitor kickers whenever they go into a bit of a slump. And when you've seen Cam miss a few and then you miss an extra point and those things, I think it's just really important that you check in and kind of see where his state of mind is, his head, because it is a position that's very temperamental. And when kickers tend to go awry, they can stay in that slump for a long time. So you got to try and help him through this bit of a slide that he's in.
Hey, Bucky, it's Fred T here. Hey, from your vantage point, was the team flat to start the game? What did you see?
I wouldn't necessarily say they were flat, but Fred, I feel like there's a lot going on all at one time, right? So you're coming off a Monday night game that was very emotional. The place was packed. You have a short weekend to turn around, and then you're jumping on a plane tomorrow to go to London. Depending on the maturity of the team, can you handle thinking about this game while also planning for next week and those things coming off a short week? So there can be a lot going on that can distract you, but still, it's a pros game. Like, you got to be able to kind of compartmentalize those things and focus. I would say that it was a distracted team, a team that wasn't as focused as they've been in the past, and I think that played out with all of the mistakes that you saw, pre-step penalties and all that.
Bucky Brooks joining us from the Everbank Vault, standing by for head coach Liam Cohen. Devin Lloyd is on the sideline a lot today. I didn't see an official injury report or anything come from the team today. Anything stand out there, Bucky, to you?
No, nothing stood out. Like, I don't know if he was dealing with a situation that was kind of like private in terms of injury or whatever, but Ventrell Miller was in the game a lot. But there was nothing. Like, I never did a report on him going to the 10 or anything like that. So that would be one that Liam Cohen have to answer as to why he was in and out, because obviously He's one of your better defenders. He's someone who's been a big play specialist. To not have him on the field full time, you just kind of wonder what was going on.
Hey, Bucky, we saw Greg Newsome get in, and immediately, I don't know if Seattle was looking for that first opportunity as soon as he got on the field, but they took that shot, hit the 61-yarder to Jackson Smith in G.E.H.A. As a former defensive back, how difficult is that? Midweek, you come into a new team, new system, to get thrown in there against one of the top receivers in the National Football League.
Well, Fred Taylor can relate to this. I mean, that's an old school football tactic. Like every week when you know that there's a new person join a team, they put the yellow penny on and they have special plays designed to attack him. And it seemed like they got word from the head says like, hey, Newsome is in the game, that they were going to take a shot early to not only see where he's at, because he kind of his rhythm's disrupted because he didn't practice, didn't come till Thursday. Even a slight delay can deal with your conditioning. And then does he know the defense? Does he know exactly where his help is? And those things, credit them. I mean, that is an old school tactic going back to yesteryear, but it worked out because they got a quick 7 because they took advantage of a new player.
Hey, Buck, I even just stand there for a moment. From the all-22, I didn't really get a clean shot at trying to figure out what coverage they were in on that particular play. But I see there was, Wingert kind of looked at him. He sort of kind of looked over. What coverage were they in that particular play? Was it all man? Was it Newsome? Was it zone?
Same thing for it. So I'm looking to see, right, and they never did a replay in the stadium because I'm trying to figure out, was it cover 4? Did they do something where they took Wingert out and kind of left Newsome alone to dry? I don't know, but whatever it was something that they had in their pocket specifically for when he was in the game because coming off of a break, they saw that he was in, they had more time to talk about it, and they dialed it up, and it was a perfect home run shot because JSN was pulling away from Newsome when he caught that post route for a tuck.
All right, and one more from me. How does the team respond to such a rough start? We saw the finish, but the start was sag holding, receiver screen, negative yardage, punt, muff punt, missed extra point, missed field goal. How do they get over those type of starts?
Man, look, I think you have to have one of those real meetings where you watch the tape, you talk about, hey, guys, we got to start out fast. And especially in a situation where you elected to take the ball as opposed to standard deferring to the second half, man, to go 3 and out, 2 passes, you mess it up, you don't get the first down, and then it's just kind of like a series of miscues. They really kind of put you behind the 8 ball. And in spite of all that, you're still in a game, a one-score game, that it felt like you should have been behind because you never really could seize control of the momentum or the game.
Correct.
Yeah, they had the ball in their hand, down 8 numerous times at the end. Couldn't get it done today. Bucky will be back with you in just a little bit. Final score, 20-12. Seahawks over the Jaguars. In just a little bit, Liam Cohen will visit with Bucky Brooks. We'll have that conversation for you after he visits with the media. Jaguars fall to a record of 4-2 with a 20-12 loss to the Seahawks. And this is Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
To aim higher, run faster. It's what elite athletes do. Always strive for better. At UF Health, we have that same DNA to not just treat a stroke, but to create a fleet of mobile stroke treatment units, to not just do research, but to use AI to save lives with one of the most powerful supercomputers in academia. We believe, like athletes, that human progress has no finish line. UF Health, National Medical Center for Team USA.
Is that Tacoma towing a pink mechanical bull?
Sure seems like it.
Well, I'll be.
Truck like you truck with a great deal during Toyota Truck Month. Get $1,000 in Conquest bonus cash for new Toyota customers on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Valid through November 3rd, 2025. Offer entitles $1,000 Conquest bonus cash on certain new 2025 and 2026 Toyota pickup trucks for current non-Toyota owners of small, midsize, and large pickup trucks. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's a force that can't be contained. Propelled by purpose, pride, and the power to protect.
When winning isn't just the mission, it's your passion. You pursue it.
You make power plays.
Aim for fences.
And go for end zones.
You believe that your moment is now. At Farrah and Farrah, we deliver game day energy 24/7.
If you've been injured, put our force to work for you. Jacksonville.
Jaguars postgame brought to you by G.E.H.A, Government Employees Health Association. Benefits for federal employees and retirees. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. We'll be back with Bucky Brooks shortly from the Everbank Vault when head coach Liam Cohen will visit him. We'll get the conversation from the Jags head coach after Jags lost today. And time now for the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game, and this is a defense that had been opportunistic all year long, leading the league in takeaways coming in. Well, they didn't get one today. They had a couple of close opportunities, unable to get that. But we'll give the defensive play of the game to that blitz and sack from Eric Armstead in the second half. On a 3rd down and 2, they brought the house. Armstead got home. And we'll call that the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, and let's discuss a little more of this defensive performance today. And, the big plays. Bucky said it earlier. 2 61-yard passes today. 5 total plays of 20 or more yards allowed in this game, and that's usually a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I mean, the quick strike to Jackson Smith and Jigbo with Greg Newsome on him, that was the play of the game. I mean, that's the turning point. You were making Seattle earn everything all game long, with the exception of that play. And, Fred, look, Trayvon had a quarterback hit today, but they've got to do something to generate more pass rush for this team. They had the 1 sack. They had, I think, 4 official quarterback hits, including the Armstead sack on Sam Darnold. And, it showed up on Monday night, and they were fortunate to pull out the win, and too much time for Darnold today.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with that, Mike. Way too much time for Darnold. They found a way, man. I thought from an offensive standpoint, they had a pretty good mix of plays. It was, drop back. Where's JSN? We're going to target him 13 times. He's going to catch 8 or 9 of them for 160-plus yards. The one big play, one would think, look, you find him and you sort of, with a little pressure, and you disrupt their entire offensive scheme. So even without the pressure, which we would have liked to see more of today, 1 for 12 on 3rd downs. How do you lose a game?
Right.
1 for 12 is a great performance for any defense. Again, it's just the lack of pressures to go along with that, and it spells big play after big play for the opposing offense. And, again, Seahawks just came in. They executed accordingly. They're going back home happy.
1 for 12. Wow.
That's huge. And under 100 yards rushing. 60 yards rushing.
Yeah, if you just put those stats out there, you're like, all right, we're naming the score today.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Not the case at all today. Unfortunately for the Jaguars, 20-12, the final score. The Seahawks with a win, improved to 4-2. The Jaguars fall to 4-2. We're back in a moment. Plenty more ahead, including a conversation with Jags head coach Liam Cohen after a Jaguars loss in Week 6. It is Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Federal employees keep our country going, and G.E.H.A is proud to keep them going with health plans exclusively for them. We were started by postal employees in 1937, and today we offer all federal employees a network of 1.7 million providers and a health plan for every stage of life. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. G.E.H.A. Find your federal health plan at GEHA.com.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Jaguars fans, are you ready to beat the heat? All season long, head to Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach, Fleming Island, and the West Side to cheer on your Jags. And here's the game-changing play. Order the Beat the Heat Special, which includes 12 of the best wings in town, and score a free milkshake or ice-cold milk in the Jaguars Souvenir Cup. Thanks to our friends at Florida Dairy Farmers. Fuel up, cool down, and celebrate your Jaguars with Mr. Chubby's Wings and Florida Dairy Farmers, the ultimate game day team. NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Jaguars postgame presented by G.E.H.A. continues. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. After a Jags loss to the Seahawks 20-12, head coach Liam Cohen headed to the podium to speak with the media. We'll have a conversation with him. Bucky Brooks standing by in the Everbank vault, and Bucky rejoins us now. We'll get to the head coach coming up shortly, but let's touch on some of these individual performances today, Bucky, and start with Brian Thomas Jr. 10 targets, 8 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Had another touchdown taken away because of the offensive offside. Had a key drop late in the game on a third down as well, and just can't quite get through that drop issue that we saw early in the season. But there's some positive there, too. So what do you take away from BTJ's performance today?
He's rounding back into form. I think the drop will kind of put a cloud over his performance, but it was one of his better performances that we've seen this year. Called the ball cleanly for the most part, made some plays. He was very involved in the game plan, and we saw the explosive play that was wiped away. He's beginning to kind of reemerge as a guy that we thought he was going to be at the end of last season. The drop was difficult. The one thing that he does do, and sometimes very talented guys do this, they have a tendency to see the ball but not watch it all the way into their hands because they're thinking about their next move and where they're going to go. He just has to slow his mind down to do it because of a lot of his drops are more, I would say, concentration drops, not an ability thing. And so he just has to slow his mind down and make those catches in traffic.
Bucky, what can they do to get Travis Hunter going offensively? 7 targets today, but only 4 catches for 15 yards. Everything's just dink and dunk, make a guy miss. When he does, okay, but, I mean, he did that 1 catch for 14 yards, so the other 3 resulted in 1 total yard.
Look, I think the big thing for Travis is still trying to work him into the flow of the offense without disrupting some of the things that are going well. The running game had been going very, very well up until today. You're trying to get your number 1 receiver off and Brian Thomas Jr. You can find a way to get him loose. And I think eventually, as he gets more comfortable in the offense, I would expect to see those guys aligned on the same side, maybe stacking them and having option routes off of one where he's kind of trailing Brian Thomas Jr. and doing some things. But normally that reset happens after the bye week. I think if you can get through this week, reset, kind of look at what you have on offense, what works well, what doesn't work well, who do we need to be going forward, you'll see a much more productive set of performances from Travis Hunter going down the stretch.
Bucky Brooks with us in the Everbank Vault. Fred, the Jaguars today with 59 rushing yards. We knew it was going to be tough sledding today against the third-ranked rushing offense in the rushing defense in the National Football League and the Seahawks. But they tried to run wide a lot, it felt like, today, and just couldn't find a lot of traction. Etienne, Tootin, Allen, anybody today. Yeah,
I think a lot of that, one, you said it, JP, they came in number 3 against the run, but also just the extended pressure from, the pass game. If you look at previous games, what the Jags have been able to do great is all of their plays marry up and they look exactly the same. Play action looks like run and vice versa. Today you weren't able to do that. So, the Seahawks, they were able to pressure offensively throughout the pass game, and I think that actually played a lot into their great performance against the Jaguars' run game. And just across the board, Jacksonville has to go back, shore up the pass game, and make sure they're more stout at attack. Because if you look at the plays by design, they played a lot of man. And off play action, they were able to add on the pressure blitzer, and by adding on, they were able to get those 17 hits on Trevor Lawrence, and then that sort of takes you out of the possibility to being able to run the ball, because now you're in second and long, third and long, which was the formula for success today.
Plenty ahead. We're back in a moment. Head coach Liam Cohen is at the podium visiting with the media. We'll get a visit with him. Bucky Brooks standing by to have that conversation after a Jaguars loss to the Seattle Seahawks, 20-12. The final. Jags fall to a record of 4-2, and this is Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Look closely at the Ford F-150, and you'll see more than just a truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. Just another reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Come in today for a great deal on a 2025 Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Jaguars postgame presented by G.E.H.A. continues. J.P. Shadrick with Mike Dempsey and Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. We'll get back to Bucky Brooks shortly with the Jaguars head coach. After a Jaguars loss to the Seahawks, 20-12, the final score. Jags scuffled early in the game and then took a 6-0 lead on a BTJ touchdown at 21 yards on the pump to the left, faking the wide receiver screen, and then found a wide open Thomas and missed the extra point, though, which was a theme today. 6-0. Myers hit a field goal for Seattle, made it 6-3. And then the game-turning play, Darnold to hit Smith and Jigba for a 61-yard touchdown against Greg Newsome on his first play on the field as a Jaguar after the trade this week. 10-6, Seattle at that point. Cam Little pushed a field goal right before halftime, and then the Seahawks go down and hit a 53-yard field goal, 6-point swing there. 13-6, Seattle with the lead at halftime. And then right out of the second half, Seahawks go right down the field. Darnold to Kupp, an 11-yard touchdown on 8 plays, 20-6. At that point, the Jaguars do find the end zone, but it's overturned on an offensive offside. Another BTJ touchdown taken away. But later on the drive, they find the end zone again, though. Lawrence to Tim Patrick, kind of a playground play there, throwing back to the right. And the 2-point play no good, so it was 20-12, and then punts the rest of the way until the kneel down at the very end. And the Jaguars had the ball in their hands multiple times after that, 3 different drives, and unable to get anything going offensively. Had to punt each of those times out, and had a chance down 1 score late, unable to find anything offensively consistently today, Fred. And, hey, Trevor Lawrence's performance today, 27 of 42, 258 through the air, 2 touchdowns. The rating is fairly high, but the result is not there today.
Yeah, JP, you said they're inconsistent, and that's mainly because of their 16 shots on third downs. 10 of them, they were double digits or more. And, they were successful on fourth down, 3 for 3. But if you can't extend drives on third down, obviously you're going to I would say you're going to lose in time of possession and those things. But, again, this is why this game was so weird, right? Defensively, you held them 1 of 12 on third down. You would think that, with that, the Seahawks would have an extended time of possession, but Jacksonville won the time of possession today by more than 7 minutes. They also had more plays. So it was just a weird thing.
The head coach interview is presented by G.E.H.A, Government Employees Health Association, benefits for federal employees and retirees. Let's head down to the Everbank Vault. Bucky Brooks with head coach Liam Cohen. Bucky?
Coach, thoughts on a weird game and tough loss?
Yeah, very odd flow to the game, right? You start off really not moving it great early on. Defense kind of keeps you in it. You score to go up, and we miss the extra point. Yeah. Right? And that was almost felt like the vibe of the game in ways where it would be like, well, we scored a touchdown, right? And then we had a illegal formation. So the highs and then the lows are so low, and the highs have been really high. And ultimately, Bucky, we got to look ourselves in the mirror and have an honest conversation about these penalties and how we can fix this, because it's our Achilles heel at the moment. And we can't beat anybody, especially a good quality opponent like Seattle who doesn't really hurt themselves, in beating ourselves. Like, we can't play ourselves every game and play against each other and expect to go beat a quality opponent. That's the frustrating part.
You know, it's funny because I've heard you talk about that. Like, the Jags can't beat the Jags. Like, let's make the other team beat us. And it's the pre-snap penalties, the drops, it's every time a miscue or those things. And you've talked about it. You've been diligent about showing them the tape and those things. As a coach, as you dig deep into your thing to try and fix it, like, how do you have that honest conversation and come up with solutions?
Yeah, that was the hard thing after the game, where you're sitting with Tony and James and those guys, and you're like, I don't really know what to say at this second about, except for just go be honest to the team. Like, it's like I brought them all in very tight and say, guys, we got to fix this shit, and we got to fix it now. And however that happens, it has to be collective. Yeah. And there's only so much we as coaches can truly say about, hey, man, you can't line up in the backfield, right? Like, our habits, our daily habits, both on and off the field, are they in alignment with disciplined football? That's all we got to ask ourselves. Yeah. And are we holding each other to the standards that we're talking about, or is it just us as coaches talking about it? So at some point, these guys, we all have to look ourselves in the mirror. It's on me as the head football coach. It is ultimately on me. But I would love to believe that we have enough leadership in that locker room to also look the team in the face and say, guys, this has to stop.
You know, so their front is good. Yeah. I mean, they're loaded up front. Like, they're super talented or whatever. And so it was obviously like a tough day up front. What did you see from the offensive line? What did you see from the quarterback in terms of handling all that?
Yeah, I mean, early on they got us a few times where, they pressured us early. He made a protection call, which was the proper protection call. Our back kind of got confused on it. We missed the blitz pickup. We get hit. And then it became a little bit more of a four-man rush show playing coverage, and they beat us. They beat us a few times. I tried to spit screens out. Their ends kept chasing down our screens. The only screens that worked were when we were underneath the center, play action, running back screens, which did give us a little bit of alleviation. I've got to do a better job, and we've got to do a better job as an offensive staff at finding ways to move the launch point and move the pocket a little bit to help those guys up front. We were concerned about their front, but we did feel like we could handle them. We felt like if we could throw enough quicks, screens, enough runs, we knew we want to throw the football going in the game. I mean, if we're not going to attack them where they're weak, we're crazy. And so frustrating day, very frustrating.
For the casual fan, explain to them the thought process behind going for two when you score, when you have an opportunity to make it 7 or one-score game. But just talk about that, because some people don't understand the mechanics behind trying to go for two so you can either score to win it.
That's right.
Or you're going to have an opportunity to tie the game.
Yeah, so you know what you need to get, basically, especially when they had the penalty, when it's a no-brainer to go for it on the 1-yard line. It's a no-brainer to us. We felt like he gave us the best. I mean, would it have mattered at all? I mean, we didn't get close anyway, at the end of the day. So to us, those guys had told me prior to the drive even starting that we were going for two. Like the book says, we're going for two. This is the right decision. And so we had that thought process going into that entire drive that we were going to go for two there. So we were not chasing what you know what you need to get, and you know where you're at based on going for two there.
Okay, so now coming off a disappointing loss, now we got to go overseas. You got to go over to London.
Yep.
How do we clean up everything and get ready to play another tough team overseas across the pond?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Hines-Allen just said it best in the locker room was we're going to move our entire operation to another country. So if since he was anytime you lose, it's adversity, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to bounce back. This is really a little bit more adversity where we just come off a tough L. We've got to fly overseas to another country. Our whole operation is now kind of upheld. It's just a different deal. It's a great op for us to come together and be honest and spend more time together and talk to each other about truly what do we need to do to get this thing fixed, because right now we're really hurting ourselves.
Cool. I can't wait to see what it looks like next week. Hopefully we have a win.
Thanks, Bucky.
Liam Cohen, Jaguars head coach, with Bucky Brooks after Jaguars lost today 20-12. The final score, Seahawks winner. They're down 4-2. The Jags fall to 4-2 as well. We're back in a moment. Everbank Stats Check, player of the game voting, injury report, all that still to come. And it's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Federal employees keep our country going, and G.E.H.A. is proud to keep them going with health plans exclusively for them. We were started by postal employees in 1937, and today we offer all federal employees a network of 1.7 million providers and a health plan for every stage of life. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. G.E.H.A. Find your federal health plan at GEHA.com.
Hi, it's Sam Kavaris. You probably already know that Echo East Coast Transportation is the official transportation provider for the Jaguars. I've been a client for more than 30 years because they're from here, and like you, they've been Jaguar fans from the beginning. So for any prearranged transportation needs, call them at 904-631-5466 or find them online at ectjax.com and use the code SAM in the special instructions box for your 15% Jaguars discount. And if you want to talk Jaguars, they can do that too.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Florida Blue presents game-changing health solutions. Did you know you can relieve stress by doing yoga at a Florida Blue center? And exhale. Treating yourself to Florida Blue discounts. Seeing a chiropractor covered by Florida Blue. having your own Florida Blue Health consultant,
Welcome.
or cheering on your team right now. Discover more game-changing health solutions at FloridaBlue.com. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
Jaguars postgame brought to you by G.E.H.A, Government Employees Health Association. Benefits for federal employees and retirees. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. Final score, Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. And time for an Everbank stats check. And we start with the team stats today in favor of Seattle in total yardage, 346 to 273. Rushing yards, Seattle 60, Jags 59. Passing net yardage, 286 for the Seahawks, 214 for Jacksonville. Penalties, 7 for 56 yards against the Seahawks, 10 for 76 against the Jags. A number of those on special teams today as well. First down, 17 to 13 in favor of the Jaguars. The Seahawks were held to 1 of 12 on third down. The Jaguars 4 of 16 on third down today. Time of possession in favor of the Jaguars. They held it for 33 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, individually, Sam Darnold, 16 of 27, 295 yards, nearly 11 yards per attempt today. Which secondary was decimated by injury? 2 touchdowns and a quarterback rating of 121.7. Trevor Lawrence, 27 of 42, 258, averaged 6 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns as well, was sacked 7 times, and had a quarterback rating of 97.1. Not much in the running game for either team. Kenneth Walker, 10 carries for 34, led the way. Travis Etienne for the Jags, 12 for 27. And receiving-wise, they couldn't handle Jackson Smith and Jigba. 8 catches on 13 targets, 162 yards, including that 61-yard touchdown on Greg Newsome in his first snap for the Jaguars on defense. A.J. Barner caught 3 for 71. Cooper Kupp had 2 for 40, including a touchdown for the Jaguars. Brian Thomas, the only one of note, 8 catches for 90 yards and a score. Did have the big drop we mentioned. Tim Patrick caught the 1 pass for 26 yards and a touchdown. No other receiver outside of Brian Thomas had more than 29 yards receiving for the team. The lone sack on the day by Eric Armstead for Jacksonville. As we mentioned, 7 for the Seattle Seahawks. Foye Oluokun, your leading tackler today, with 6 solo, 9 total.
There you have it, the Everbank stats check. One note today in the press conference, Liam Cohen was asked about Devin Lloyd and his lack of playing time today, and he said in the press conference after that Devin Lloyd had tightness in the first half, and that's why they ended up putting Ventrell Miller in at linebacker, and they want to protect Devin. I didn't remember seeing an official injury report come out from the team during the game today, but that is the explanation from the head coach after the game today. And time now for the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. I get a vote, Mike gets a vote, Fred gets a vote and a half. This is a tough vote today, obviously, because the team didn't play well overall, but what do you like, Fred?
Trevor didn't play great. I don't believe he played terrible. I would have given him to Brian Thomas, and his, he's trying to come back.
Yeah.
But that drop was just too big for me to give it to him. And Trevor didn't ask to be pressured the entire game. Had a few miscues, but statistically here, this is tough.
Yeah, it really is.
Coach Cohen said we're up the creek, right? We're up Chocolate Creek without a popsicle stick. I'm gonna give it to Trevor.
I don't think I've heard that before.
All right,
Gingy from Shrek.
No,
we're up. Well, folks, we're up Chocolate Creek without a popsicle stick.
Not quoting Shrek these days, JP?
I haven't lately.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you don't have. I got a lot of kids, so I've seen Shrek a million times. 1, 2, 3, all of them. But Trevor gets my vote. It's tough.
It is tough. 2 touchdown day for him. 258 through the air. 27 of 42. I'm gonna go with. Even with the drop, Brian Thomas Jr. He caught 8 of his 10 targets today. There was one that he kind of stopped going over the middle again. We saw that earlier in the season. That was the other target he didn't catch today. And then, of course, the key third down drop. But he had a touchdown. He had another acrobatic touchdown that was taken off the board because of the offensive offside by Travis Hunter. So in a very tough vote, I will go with Brian Thomas and leave it up to Mike.
Well, I'm leaving it up to Fred because we're going to split the vote three ways here. And I'm going with Monteric Brown. On a day where nobody played perfect football, I'm not saying he did, but he had those two big pass breakups on the same drive. He also didn't get credit for the tackle, but he stuck Kenneth Walker and helped the Jags hold him to about a 4-yard loss. This is in the fourth quarter when they're trying to get the ball back. Ended up with 3 tackles on the day. If you threw that one in, that'd be a tackle for a loss. He didn't get full credit for the tackle, but the pass breakups, I will give the nod to Monteric Brown.
All right, by voting, Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game. And from the backyard of the Peaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. UF Health Injury Report when we return. Final score 20-12. Seahawks a winner over the Jags. And it's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Federal employees keep our country going, and G.E.H.A. is proud to keep them going with health plans exclusively for them. We were started by postal employees in 1937, and today we offer all federal employees a network of 1.7 million providers and a health plan for every stage of life. That's why we've been trusted by millions of federal employees and retirees across the country since 1937. G.E.H.A. Find your federal health plan at GEHA.com.
Jaguars fans, are you ready to beat the heat? All season long, head to Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach, Fleming Island, and the West Side to cheer on your Jags. And here's the game-changing play. Order the Beat the Heat Special, which includes 12 of the best wings in town, and score a free milkshake or ice-cold milk in the Jaguars Souvenir Cup, thanks to our friends at Florida Dairy Farmers. Fuel up, cool down, and celebrate your Jaguars with Mr. Chubby's Wings and Florida Dairy Farmers, the ultimate game day team.
Florida Blue presents game-changing health solutions. Did you know you can relieve stress by doing yoga at a Florida Blue center and exhale, treating yourself to Florida Blue discounts, seeing a chiropractor covered by Florida Blue, having your own Florida Blue health consultant,
welcome,
or cheering on your team right now. Discover more game-changing health solutions at FloridaBlue.com. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Jaguars postgame continues. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Jaguars Radio Network. Jaguars postgame presented by G.E.H.A. continues. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. Let's listen in to Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence via Jaguars.com live with the media at Everbank Stadium.
The discrepancy between the run and the pass, how would you evaluate balancing the Yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely part of our plan, was to knew going in that we throw it more, especially early on in the game. This is this defense has done a good job of stopping the run, and we felt like we had some opportunities on the outside and the perimeter to make some plays, and so that was part of the plan. Obviously, you want to run it as well as you can as the game settles in, or as you settle into the game, and finding more opportunities there. And I felt like a lot of opportunities that I had where I could have taken some completions on first down and helped keep us out of some second and long. So I got to be better. I didn't think I started the game great. Missed a couple throws and had some opportunities where I feel like I could have got backside and didn't. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things out there that we didn't take advantage of. I mean, obviously we did some things in the passing game well, but more consistency. We first, second down, we weren't great.
Trevor Liam stood there and said it's on him today. What was his message to you guys in the locker room?
Man, it's on all of us. I mean, as far as his message was great with the team. I mean, it's just accountability. All of us looking ourselves in the mirror, and he said the same thing he said to you guys. He said to us, and it's on all of us. It's never on him. It's never on just one person. It's never on. It's all of us taking accountability and fixing the things that we can control. I know that there's a lot of things that we did on offense today that. It doesn't have to do with coaching. It's just, players, doing their job at the right time, including myself. Like, just do your job, progress, make the play that's there. The penalty stuff, focus, attention to detail throughout the game. I mean, there's things that we know better and we didn't execute well today. So it's on all of us, and I think that's the first step, is everybody taking accountability and, hey, what can I fix? Don't start pointing fingers and looking at anybody else. We all got plenty that we can fix.
Hey, Trevor, it seemed like today the offense couldn't get into a groove. What do you feel like went wrong there, and how challenging is it maybe when there's pressure, there's different things that are happening around you?
Yeah, it can be challenging, but it's the NFL, and you play good teams, and you got to find a way to move the ball more consistently, to start faster. I think to start the game, they matched our first play really well as a good coverage for that play that we ran, and they did a good job and didn't have much there. But then the second play, I didn't progress on a quick game. They covered up the front side, didn't get backside, and then ended up getting the holding because I scrambled super early and put Ezra in a tough spot. So that's an example of just something I can improve on. And from there, it felt like the first two drives, I think, that were 3 and out, and just puts our defense in a tough spot. And, putting them back on the field over and over again and not getting points, not moving the ball, flipping the field, that's a big deal. So there's things where we got to clean up and start games faster.
It's Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback. The full press conference in its entirety when it's completed at Jaguars.com, or go to the Jaguars YouTube page now. There is a separate stream with all the post-game press conferences right there. Time now for the injury report presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Devin Lloyd, head coach Liam Cohen said after the game, had some tightness in the first half. It was not reported during the game, and then he did not return, at least a lot of that second half. We'll keep an eye on that moving ahead as the team heads over to London. Those are the only – so McCary was out for a little bit at right guard, but then came back into the game after Adoga had back-to-back penalties at one point in the second half as well.
But was right back like a play or two later.
Matisic limped off, long snapper in the second quarter.
It's football.
It's what it is. It's the way it works. So that is the injury report presented by UF Health. We'll see about the status of Robert Hainsey next week. Jaguars center with a hamstring issue could not go in today's game. Jonah Monheim made his first career start at the center position. We're back in a moment. Final thoughts from Fred Taylor. Straight ahead as the Jaguars head to London tomorrow to face the L.A. Rams this coming Sunday at Wembley Stadium. This is Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
My husband, Steve, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Is that Tacoma towing a pink mechanical bull?
Sure seems like it.
Well, I'll be.
Truck like you truck with a great deal during Toyota Truck Month. Get $1,000 in Conquest bonus cash for new Toyota customers on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Valid through November 3rd, 2025. Offer entitles $1,000 Conquest bonus cash on certain new 2025 and 2026 Toyota pickup trucks for current non-Toyota owners of small, midsize, and large pickup trucks. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's a force that can't be contained. Propelled by purpose, pride, and the power to protect.
When winning isn't just the mission, it's your passion. You pursue it.
You make power plays.
Aim for fences. And go for end zones. You believe that your moment is now.
At Farrah and Farrah, we deliver game day energy 24/7.
If you've been injured, put our force to work for you. Jacksonville.
Welcome back. Final moments of Jaguars postgame brought to you by G.E.H.A. Government Employees Health Association. Benefits for federal employees and retirees. Final score, Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor. The Jaguars now 4-2, and they are headed over to London to Wembley Stadium for the 11th all-time game at Wembley for the Jaguars, 14th all-time London game. The Jaguars 7-6 in London all-time. The Rams will be the opponent this time. LA Rams 2-2 in London all-time. And Fred, this should be quite an interesting matchup, to say the least, with all the connections between the organizations now. The head coach, the GM, both spent time in L.A. and are very close to the leadership on that side. The L.A. leadership used to be here in the scouting department, the general manager, Les Snead. I mean, so this one runs a little deep this week.
Yeah, it'll be a good reunion, to start, and then you got to get into the seriousness of football. And I think what the Jags have to do prior to, the kickoff is, understand that there are lessons in all of the losses. Once they learn how to win ugly, so last week it was an ugly win, but how do you bounce back after such a dramatic ugly win and start stacking wins on top of each other so you can somehow become a playoff team? These are all teachable moments. There are a few things in this game that stood out, even hearing Trevor speak right there, JP and Mike. A week ago, to try and win it, you take a sack. You have to use a timeout, and that's clock, and that's time, and that's a timeout. Today, to start the game, you take a sack to open up. Very similar play. It's the lessons, the small things that can carry you over and allow you to become a better team. So it's about each guy owning this loss, understanding what their record is, which is 4-2. They've earned that. After today's game, go back and be honest with each other, or honest with yourself before you can be honest with your teammate. And you just got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I can do this better, I can do that better, alluding to what Liam and what Trevor said. So it starts there. If they want to give themselves an opportunity to be successful in London, it's about these lessons in these losses so we can kind of turn this thing around quick.
Yeah, we'll have to clean up in a week going overseas, and you're facing another front seven that can get after you, man. I mean, the Rams have guys that can rush the quarterback. They're going to give you that 3-4 look like Seattle did today as well, and we'll keep an eye out on the status of Puka Nacua, who obviously is their most dangerous offensive weapon. He went down in the first quarter today and did not return to the game. Looked like he was in a lot of pain. Don't know what the injury was. Might have been ankle. He was reaching for his ankle, but that would be big if he's unable to go, but the Jags got to figure out how to protect Trevor Lawrence in a hurry.
Yeah, Mike, you mentioned that front, man. 4 sacks a day, 10 QB hits. Jared Verse is the leader, Young.
Byron Young's unbelievable.
Yeah, so another big matchup in a short week. Well, a loss makes it a short week, but,
Well, short because
with the travel,
travel all those time zones to get over there.
Right.
And the team will leave tomorrow, arrive Tuesday morning, player day off Tuesday, practice field Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the premises of the team hotel. And then the game Sunday under the arch at Wembley. It's a 9:30 Eastern kickoff time. as always, and we'll be on the network at 8:30 with Countdown to Kickoff. One final note today, the 50-50 raffle brought to you by Duval Ford. The winning number today, 990-364-6401. And the estimated prize just under $18,000. Thanks for playing and supporting the Jaguars Foundation. For those on our flagship station, 1010XL, stick around. The Scoreboard Show is next. More review of this one after a Jaguars loss to the Seattle Seahawks 20-12, the final score. And Fred will talk to you in London next week.
Over fish and chips.
Yes, absolutely.
Safe travel.
See you at the pub.
Maybe a pint,
Saturday.
Maybe a pint or two.
Well, I'm on hiatus right now.
Okay, well, I'm not.
I'll
have
drink
one
some
for
hot
you.
tea.
I'll have one
Cheerio,
for you.
cheerio,
We're
mate.
doing an event with Maurice Jones-Drew and Fred Taylor.
That'll be
at
fun.
The pub.
It's going to be amazing.
Saturday.
Be there.
It's the day before Jags win.
You better believe it.
That's Fred Taylor, Mike Dempsey. I'm J.P. Shadrick. Thanks to you for listening. This has been a Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks will take your calls about today's game and take a look at the rest of the league. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Farrah and Farrah, Whataburger, the University of Florida, and by Everbank. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show starts right now.
Welcome back, Scoreboard Show. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Final score 20-12. Seahawks over the Jaguars. Seahawks now 4-2. The Jaguars fall to 4-2 as well. Plenty to dissect here. Unfortunately, in a losing result this time around, they've been able to come through more often than not early this year when not having a complete game. You know, defensive score last week helped the cause. All these takeaways. They had a special teams touchdown in San Francisco 2 weeks ago and a punt return. Today, couldn't get much of any of that. They had issues on special teams today. Missed kicks, a field goal and an extra point. Some penalties on, the special teams. But on the offensive side, pre-snap, that bit them again a few times today. Missed some opportunities down the field in the offense. And then couldn't stop the pass rush at all today for the Seattle Seahawks, who had 7 sacks of Trevor Lawrence in the game. And the Jaguars defense giving up big plays. 2 different 61-yard passes, including the Smith and G.E.H.A touchdown from Darnold that gave Seattle the lead for good. It was 10-6 at that point. They never relinquished a lead the rest of the day. And 5 plays of 20 or more yards allowed by this Jaguars defense. And that's all she wrote today. 20-12. And the Jags had the ball in their hands. 3 drives, down 8, late in the game. And they had to punt every single time. A 3-and-out, a 6-play drive and a punt, and then a 3-and-out and punt, and could not get the ball back.
Yeah, look, I understand the 61-yard plays, but this is not on the defense to me. I mean, you go getting them off the field 11 out of 12 opportunities on third down like the defense did today. You take away those 2 plays, and I know you can't because, all right, they don't hit the one to Jackson Smith and G.E.H.A. Maybe they can go 10-10-10-10-10 right down the field. But we don't know that. Those 122 yards, you take those out, that's 224 yards is all they got beyond those. But that was that blown coverage late. And then Dewey, I was like, what does he do? It was like circling around Barner and needed to go in for the kill shot to pop that ball loose while it was still alive. But, I mean, look, you cannot expect to have a flood of turnovers every single week. Or in the case of last week, 1 that you take back to the house for points. So I thought the defense put them in position, like you said, JP. They got the ball enough times in the fourth quarter, but the theme of the day was the offensive line could not protect Trevor Lawrence. And, Trevor never looked comfortable back there today. And the times he did have time, we talked about this with Fred, there weren't guys winning in the secondary. I mean, you're talking about you take the top 3 defenders out of any team's secondary, they should get roasted that day, much like they did last week, right? As Baker Mayfield was 29-33 throwing against the same team last week with minimal contribution from Chris Godwin. Mike Evans not playing, and their rookie, Emeka Egbuka, went crazy. And, our rookie here, Travis Hunter, they've yet to get him integrated in the offensive flow.
Yeah, not a great day overall for this Jaguars team, and a losing result today, 20-12. You mentioned it, 1 of 12 on third down for Seattle today. Jags 4 of 16 on the other side. 10 penalties for the Jags today, 76 yards. That thing creeps back up again with you got to line up on side. I mean, that's what Liam Cohen just told us in the postgame. Told Bucky Brooks, at least. You got to line up even with the center if you're the right tackle. He did it twice.
And Travis Hunter lined up all sides.
He did.
Took a touchdown off the board.
And they're all clean. They're all clear. Those are clear penalties. That was
absolutely his foot. It was even with the ball. It's got to be behind the ball. If he just lines up, he didn't impact the play. Outside of that, that's a touchdown. So, and
the other two, I think, were first downs, too. Or they were long gains, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Harrison was.
So, look, for 1 week, the Jags had the whistles go their way, for the most part, on Monday night. There were a couple of non-calls that we beat into the ground, but 13 penalties to 4 on Monday night was the final tally. You start getting double figures every week again, and it's the mental errors, it's those assignment mistakes. Those are the ones that kill you.
All right, we've got plenty ahead. We're back in a moment. Brian Sexton will join us. We'll break down this game from all facets because we must. That's what we do. Final score, 20-12. Seahawks over the Jaguars. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Hey, Jaguar fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Join the thousands of Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Stadium on game day. That's JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jags. Passes start at $10 on the MyJTA mobile app. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. Game Day Express is one way the JTA is working to create a better connected Northeast Florida. Visit JTAFLA.com for more details.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Catch epic showdowns in Cincinnati and Denver. Turn up the heat in Phoenix and Las Vegas. Support your Jaguars in divisional clashes in Houston, Nashville, and Indianapolis. View real-time parking, security, and flight updates on flyjacks.com. Whether you stick with the play call or you need an audible, they'll be your teammate every step of the way. Book your nonstop flights today. Learn more at flyjacks.com.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Son Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle & Sons. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. CoyleJacks.com.
Jags fans, this season make your game day even tastier with Al's Pizza in the stadium, and then you can enjoy even more with the Al's Pizza Pickoff promo after the game. When the Jaguars get 2 interceptions in one game, you'll score 50% off one pizza, any size you want, for 48 hours after the game. Just tell them you want the Jags Pick promo when you order. Up your game and your pizza with Al's at the stadium or any of their 5 locations.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Jaguars Scoreboard Show is presented by Everbank. Advantage you. Make the most out of your money at everbank.com/Jaguars. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Brian Sexton steps in with us now after a 20-12 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. And here we go. The We knew the Seahawks coming in were a strong football team on both lines of scrimmage, but especially on the defensive line of scrimmage, and they put together a strong performance today against the Jags O-line that had held up pretty well this year. 7 sacks.
The Jags offensive line had given up 7 sacks in the first 5 games.
That's right.
And they gave up 7, and I think I saw at one point 25 pressures. I mean, that was the part that I wasn't prepared for against a secondary, Mike, that was missing their all-pro cornerback, that was missing Julian Love, one of their best players at safety, missing 3 starters overall. I figured there were going to be opportunities down the field, but they just never materialized today. So it was a combination of receivers and offensive line that it didn't work.
That's the more disappointing aspect to me, is the receivers not doing anything when you did have time. And there weren't that many occasions when Trevor Lawrence had time to survey the field, but when he did, it always seemed to result in a dump down to Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Right? It was just that. That's all I got is a little check down.
Well, then you had the critical drop in the fourth quarter by Brian Thomas.
Huge.
He was having a great day, and despite the fact that the touchdown was taken off the board, that would have been a 150-yard 2-touchdown day for him. He still had a chance to help his team win, and inexcusably double catches and then drops that ball. It's just that was troublesome. Listen, this thing. I was telling JP in the break. I'm not surprised that they lost a game, because this is not a perfect team, and you're going to lose games, especially to a team as good as Seattle. However, I was surprised by the gap, the spread between high and low. I didn't think they would come out and have, 11 penalties today? A missed field goal, a missed extra point. You had a couple of punts that were uncharacteristic, where you normally would have Logan Cook pinning them deep. Now, he had a couple of really good punts also. But, I mean, just the litany of mistakes by this football team was what surprised me, because didn't they say all week long, we're pissed off about the way that we played in the win against Kansas City?
Didn't look like it.
So it just the fact that they lost isn't the surprise. It's that they made as many mistakes as they can. And now, to quote Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, all their flaws, all their sins, so to speak, are laid bare. Right now, everybody can see where they are, because today they got no help from takeaways.
How many quarterback hits allowed today? You want to wager?
How many hits on Trevor?
How many hits on Trevor?
At least a dozen.
17.
Wow.
17. 3 different guys had at least 4 quarterback hits today.
Well, 2 weeks ago they had none against San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
0.
Well, no. I don't know. It wasn't San Fran. They had 3 against San Fran, I think.
0. It was the first time San Fran had not hit a quarterback since 2015.
And by the way, you better get up and get ready for the next week, because Jared Verse and that crew in L.A., they're going to be salivating at the opportunities that they see when they watch the tape.
Yeah.
San Fran had 3.
They did have 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. You know what?
Right. Yeah.
I'm looking on the wrong side. You're right. It was 0. That's right. I'm looking at the Jag side of the column here.
Hey, that's J.P. Shadrick over there.
You know what?
Well,
Repeat that for everybody. I was right.
I'll say San Francisco had 0. Yeah. I'm not going to say you were right. But 17 is about how many it feels like they've given up this year.
Yeah, listen. We talked about how Trevor Lawrence did not play great football on Monday Night Football, and they still found a way to win. He played pretty good football today. I mean, there were a couple of moments where you're like, okay. But for the most part, he played solid football. He just never had a chance to settle in and let things come to him, because the things that were coming at him were wearing white jerseys.
Let's come back in a moment, and we've got to touch on the defense today. Gave up some big plays, some big moments. We'll dig into that coming up. Special teams had some moments today, some not so good ones. We'll get to all that coming up. Final score 20-12, Seahawks over the Jags. And this is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium, because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more, or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
My best friend Riley loved going to the beach. She was a great swimmer. Then one day, during a swim meet, she collapsed. She had cancer, Hodgkin lymphoma. She spent months getting care at UF Health. The doctors did so much, even put her in a clinical trial. I wish we could go to the beach right now. but she's working.
Out of the water.
She's on lifeguard duty. Maybe we'll head out when her shift is done.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Florida Blue presents game-changing health solutions. Did you know you can relieve stress by doing yoga at a Florida Blue center? And exhale. Treating yourself to Florida Blue discounts. Seeing a chiropractor covered by Florida Blue. Having your own Florida Blue health consultant.
Welcome.
Or cheering on your team right now. Discover more game-changing health solutions at FloridaBlue.com. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
Jaguars fans, are you ready to beat the heat? All season long, head to Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach, Fleming Island, and the West Side to cheer on your Jags. And here's the game-changing play. Order the Beat the Heat Special, which includes 12 of the best wings in town, and score a free milkshake or ice-cold milk in the Jaguars Souvenir Cup. Thanks to our friends at Florida Dairy Farmers. Fuel up, cool down, and celebrate your Jaguars with Mr. Chubby's Wings and Florida Dairy Farmers, the ultimate game day team.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Hunter motions over there, dropping his Trevor. Looking. Scrambling forward. Now he fires downfield. That ball's caught. That ball is into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown pass to Tim Patrick of 26 yards. Trevor looked left, threw back right. Patrick made the catch. He's into the end zone for the score.
That is the call of the game presented by Coil Fence. Since 1927, they've been around the block and fenced it too. Frank Frangie with the call of the Tim Patrick touchdown catch, kind of a playground play there where Trevor was kind of moving around, and then Tim Patrick was wandering towards the middle and then weaved back out to the right, and the guy was right in front of him but just threw it barely out of his reach, and that was the final Jaguar score of the game. Got it to within 20-12. The 2-point play no good. That's as close as the Jags would come today. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton from the Hyundai Studios. Scoreboard Show continues, and we talk a little Jaguars defense in this one. Well, the 61-yarder to Jackson Smith and G.E.H.A was really the turning point of the game. Mike, you mentioned that earlier. It makes sense. It was the first play. Newsome was on the field.
Yes.
They went right after him and blew it open and took the lead 10-6 with that one. It was another 61-yarder late on the final possession that essentially salted the game away to Barner, the tight end. But 5 total plays of 20 more yards allowed today from this Jaguars defense, a group that had been hanging their hat on taking the ball away, and they gave a bunch of yards last week. All week long we heard, hey, this is not who we are, this is not what we want to be, but today some big plays and some big moments.
The pass defense has not looked the same since Trayvon Walker went out in the first half in San Francisco. There's no pressure without him because today, no matter where 41 went, there was a tight end or a back that was looking for him, and nobody else, save when they blitzed, Ventrell Miller and Eric Armstead, with the 1 sack. There was no pressure. I don't care who's playing quarterback, but the kind of time that Sam Darnold had back there today, and with receivers like he's got with JSN and crew, you're going to give up big plays, and boy, they did.
Yeah, I mean, JSN's really the one guy that they've got. I mean, Torrey Horton's not there yet. Cooper Kupp is kind of a shadow of what he used to be, but it was enough today to hit those two, and the Barner one was the sealer that basically put the game away. And again, blown coverage by the defense, sure, but they had gotten the ball back 3 different times with the offense having a chance to have an 8-point deficit and maybe tie the football game, and they couldn't do anything with it.
Those are big moments late. I mean, and that's
huge moments late.
Yeah, they got it back when they got off the field when they really needed to late, and they, big third down plays, sacks, blitzes, everything they needed to do.
Listen, how about the fact that special teams, which really, kicked themselves all day long, when he needed a big punt, well, Logan Cook put it out at the 7-yard line. So, you had 2 phases step up, at one moment in the fourth quarter, giving you a chance. And then the offense just couldn't protect the quarterback. That's the story all day.
Yeah, your kicker's got to make those kicks, too.
Oh.
That changes the whole feel of everything. Because if he makes the extra point and the field goal, right, instead of going for 2, you kick the extra point to make it a 3-point game.
Absolutely.
At that point in time.
Different dynamic entirely.
Different.
And listen, we talk about how takeaways had overshadowed some of the mistakes of the rest of the team because you were winning.
Mm-hmm.
The kicking game has not been all that good. We've seen some missed kicks now from Cam Little. We've also seen some missed punts. There were a couple today where Logan Cook is kicking from his own 40. You expect him to put the ball down inside the 10-yard line. He's a Pro Bowl kicker. And yet today, sailed one into the end zone, put one out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So the kicking game has been inconsistent as well. But again, Parker Washington returns one for a touchdown in San Francisco, and you say, okay, all right, they're doing their thing. So it's not just offense and defense. Special teams has to be better too.
Well, he muffed one today. It went out of bounds. Fortunately, he was staring into the sunshine and had trouble with that all day, going from left to right. If the ball's kicked from right to left, that was the issue today with the sun. And then there were 2 special teams penalties: the double team block on one of the kickoff returns, and then the illegal blindside block from Rayon Lane,
which took the ball from the 33-yard line and marched it back to the 18. And the coach was talking in his post-game press conference, right? I think there were 12 or 13 penalties called and 10 accepted. Mm-hmm. But the timing of them, right? The one on Rayon Lane. How about the one on the one on Travis Hunter on Brian Thomas Jr.'s touchdown?
100%.
Just the timing of some of these penalties just makes you kind of put the palm of your hand to your forehead like, oh, it hurt.
That certainly did today. Unfortunate result today for the Jaguars, 20-12. They are 4-2 though.
They are, but, momentum is a funny thing, right? And they had a lot of it felt like, and now it feels like it's gone completely in the other direction. And, find out about Devin Lloyd, hopefully get good news this week. But this has been the guy that's been making the most plays for your defense so far this year. You've got to incorporate Greg Newsome in a hurry to get him up to speed. If you feel like this was a move to make you better, let's see those results start to show up. It's tough for him to come in, but you got to kind of know that they're going to be looking for you in that first rep in a new defense.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there was play action on that play that froze Dewey just long enough to put Smith and Jigba one-on-one with Newsome. And there weren't, I don't care who was covering him. Everyone. Travis Hunter, Jordan Lewis, Monteric Brown, all of them took their turns on number 11, and he beat all of them almost all the time. There were a couple of plays, but they're going to have to get Newsome up to speed in this week going over to London.
A lot of talk after the game of daily habits and look yourselves in the mirror and accountability and things. And all right, let's see what they do. They're going to be together at the same resort for about 6 days straight.
Does that sound to you though like this is something Liam Cohen's been worried about? Hey, it's not just when you're here, it's everything you do. We can tell you this so many times. I feel like almost like he's maybe saw this coming and something he's been preaching and didn't get executed.
Listen, you're going to have moments like this over the course of a season, no matter what team you are. One of those losses where you just go, what happened to us? Especially a first-year coach taking a 4-13 team and trying to transform it. So I can't look back at the last couple of weeks and see what was. But I am looking ahead now because I think this next week is going to be a real calling card. How much work can they get done? How much win or lose against L.A., you got to play better. You've got to protect the quarterback. You've got to get after the quarterback. How about running the ball? They haven't run the ball very well the last couple of weeks.
Haven't been able to.
Yeah, because the Chiefs and the Seahawks said, Mike, we're taking that away.
Yep.
Your quarterback's got to beat it. Well, the quarterback did his best today. He did not play bad football. He didn't have a lot of time. He wasn't perfect, obviously, but he didn't play bad football. So there's a lot of things they've got to get squared away this week. And I really like Liam Cohen. I really think he's the leader that this team needs, going forward, that he's the kind of guy who can be your long-term coach. 39-year-old guy coming in here, has this team 4-2. Okay, so now what do you do when you get kicked? And you remember Vic Ketchman years and years ago, he said, listen, there's two things about adversity, okay? One is you're coming out of it and things are good. But when you're there, you also got to be prepared because you're going back into it in professional football. You're either coming out of it or you're going into it. Okay, man, they're in it right now. So let's see how the coach has his team ready to play and how they respond this week.
The Jaguars broadcast booth is presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. We're back in a moment. We'll take a look at some individual performances today on offense, including the quarterback. We'll dig a little deeper into his outing today in a loss. 20-12, the final. Seahawks over the Jags. And this is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Jags fans, this season make your game day even tastier with Al's Pizza in the stadium, and then you can enjoy even more with the Al's Pizza Pickoff promo after the game. When the Jaguars get 2 interceptions in one game, you'll score 50% off one pizza, any size you want, for 48 hours after the game. Just tell them you want the Jags Pick promo when you order. Up your game and your pizza with Al's at the stadium or any of their 5 locations.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey, Jaguar fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Join the thousands of Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Stadium on game day. That's JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jags. Passes start at $10 on the MyJTA mobile app. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. Game Day Express is one way the JTA is working to create a better connected Northeast Florida. Visit JTAFLA.com for more details.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton from the Hyundai Studios after a Jags loss to the Seahawks 20-12. Jags fall to a record of 4-2. They're headed to London to face the 4-2 LA Rams next week. We'll get to that game coming up in just a little bit. Some of the individual performances today for the Jags. Let's start on offense. And you touched on Trevor Lawrence's day, but the numbers 27 of 42, 258 yards through the air, 2 touchdown passes, the rating at 97.1. He ran 3 times for 9 yards in the game, including a long of 6. kind of a mixed bag today. He was pressured a lot of the day. That's number one. And there was some things that were high down the field again, like the tight end out to the right. He's open.
He missed Johnny Mont.
Missed him.
And if you get that, now you're facing 2nd and 4, maybe 2nd and 3. Absolutely. How about the first play of the game? He's outside the pocket. Just throw the ball away.
Replay of last week.
Yeah, exactly. Throw the ball away. Don't take that stupid sack, right? And put yourself in 2nd and 12. That notwithstanding, though, I thought he rebounded well on the third drive, made a couple of good throws, got that football team in a position where they could do some things. Listen, if Brian Thomas Jr. catches that ball and you convert, maybe you have a drive going. So he wasn't the reason they lost. He didn't throw the ball egregiously into coverage as he has at a couple of different moments this season. Played well enough for you to be able to win. Okay, that's still not what we expect from the franchise quarterback. You expect a guy on a day, by the way, that we knew. We knew that it was going to be on him.
Yes.
Had to be a big day from him. He could only do what he could do. He wasn't big enough necessarily to be able to overcome the problems.
I'm not going to say he played losing football. I don't think Trevor did play well enough to win. I mean, the Jags scored 12 points today against a secondary without its top 3 players. And I get it. I get the pressure.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But like you said, it's the same things. That first play of the game, you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Just throw it away.
Right.
This is exactly what you had last week. And yeah, he had the big drop, but maybe there was one from Diami at one point in the game either. But it was
and one from Hunter Long. There were a couple.
Borderline. I mean, a couple, but I didn't think it was egregious today. The pass catching, off target on number of throws, high on some throws, and a lot of that completion percentage. It felt like at least was checkdowns.
Is this? I mean, at some point. Is this what he is? He's not going to be super pinpoint accurate guy.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Or is he?
Kurt Warner made the comment earlier this week. I forget whether it was on NFL Network or Sirius Satellite Radio, but he made the comment that there are 2 plays a game with Trevor that have you scratching your head every single week. So there is a little bit of that. And I get it. There were some checkdowns. There was pressure. There was good coverage. Guys didn't get open or they dropped the ball. I'm not saying that he played a great game and the rest of the team let him down. I'm just saying you don't look at him and go, well, that's the reason why you lost, because the quarterback, fumbled the ball, threw an interception, made it, he wasn't big enough for them to win today, so I guess it wasn't winning football.
When was the last time they had a real deep shot down the field completed either, by the way? They missed one early in the game today, right?
Oh, yeah. That's another one, right? Diami Brown is right there. He throws it 2 feet too far.
Yeah.
Not even a yard too far. A foot and a half too far. And I get, we're saying, you got to be this pinpoint accurate. You're being paid $50+ million. You're an NFL quarterback. You're not you and I off the street.
You're not just an NFL quarterback. You're one of the highest paid NFL quarterbacks.
You got to make that throw. And I get it. They haven't maybe had enough time on task with Diami, but
the point that I make today is that on a day where he played okay, maybe a little better than okay, he didn't have time. It was a confluence, if you will, of the offensive line got beat up front today. 17 times he was hit, 25 times he was pressured. He was sacked 7 times. So it was a confluence of events.
One of those days at the office for the quarterback and for the Jaguars offense today in a losing effort, 20-12 the final score. We're back in a moment. Our final thoughts. We'll preview next week. The plane is getting warmed up. They're heading to London tomorrow. Let's take this thing on the road internationally.
All right, let's go.
To the Arch at Wembley next week. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Jags fans, this one's for you. If you've got MyGate rewards, you're already in the game. But now you've got a shot at the ultimate prize, meeting QB1 himself, Trevor Lawrence, at Everbank Stadium with 3 friends by your side. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, every 5 Gatorade items you purchase equals 1 entry toward your chance to win. Stack them up and score big. See store for details. Gear up for the season. Gates got you.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Catch epic showdowns in Cincinnati and Denver. Turn up the heat in Phoenix and Las Vegas. Support your Jaguars in divisional clashes in Houston, Nashville, and Indianapolis. View real-time parking, security, and flight updates on flyjacks.com. Whether you stick with the play call or you need an audible, they'll be your teammate every step of the way. Book your nonstop flights today. Learn more at flyjacks.com.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Florida Blue presents game-changing health solutions. Did you know you can relieve stress by doing yoga at a Florida Blue center? And exhale. Treating yourself to Florida Blue discounts. Seeing a chiropractor covered by Florida Blue. Having your own Florida Blue health consultant.
Welcome.
Or cheering on your team right now. Discover more game-changing health solutions at FloridaBlue.com. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in 1996? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle & Sons Fencing. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. That's 904-356-4821. Or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle & Sons, keeping your business and home safe for nearly a century.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final moments of the Scoreboard Show. The 5th quarter coming up. They'll take your calls. And I'm sure there will be many tonight. Questions to be asked after this Jaguars loss to the Seattle Seahawks. J.P. Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Brian Sexton. We're at the Hyundai Studios after the Jags fall to Seattle. Jags now 4-2, and now it's on to London. Wembley Stadium, the 11th game under the arch for the Jaguars, the 14th all-time game in London. The Jaguars 7-6 all-time in London. First meeting with the Rams in London. The Rams are 2-2 in London games all time. So that all doesn't matter. They've got to go play better. If they play like they played today, they're going to lose a lot of games.
Listen, can they find the running game? Can they find a way to run the football? Because one thing we know is that when this team is running the football, it does operate at a higher level of efficiency. The quarterback is better. The defense is better. Everything is better when they run the ball. And that's what Liam Cohen came here to do, to fix the offense by fixing the running game. Some of that will obviously have to do with Robert Hainsey being back in the lineup, though I don't want to cast aspersions at Jonah Monheim. I don't know how well he played or did not play, but you know that they were running the ball pretty well before Hainsey left the game and got hurt last week.
But Liam Cohen was right what he said after the game. Look, it would have been crazy not to attack him with the pass today, the way the injury situation was. I mean, they threw it 42 times. Probably Trevor dropped back a couple more. I think he had one designed run, so probably intended to throw it 44 times.
You got to slow the Rams down.
I understand. No, it's a different story next week. But I'm saying, like today, I didn't expect them to come out and just pound the rock. No
one did. Because that defense is so good against the run.
Right.
Totally get that.
And if you can slow that rush just a little. Look, those guys are good. DeMarcus Lawrence did not have a sack this year coming into this game, okay? So they're good. They haven't been great. He's 33 years old. He's not what he used to be.
He had 2.5 today.
Yeah. The guys next week are in their prime. Those are some serious pass rushers that the Rams bring to the table.
We'll see what the injury report has to say this week. We'll see how the health is when the team gets off the plane in London as well.
Did you keep track of Trayvon Walker's snaps? I mean, it seemed like he was out of the game early and didn't come back.
I mean, he had one quarterback hit. I don't know how many snaps he played.
I mean, he was back on the field late in the game.
He was, but I didn't. I don't know how much you can. That just goes to show you if they felt like they had any other kind of decent option.
Right.
You're not playing a guy who can't grab anyone with his hand.
Yeah, one tackle, one quarterback hit today for Walker.
Yep.
Trayvon Walker.
I think that tackle came really early, and I don't remember when the quarterback.
Hines Allen, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss today. And double-teamed a lot.
Double-teamed all day long.
Yeah, but guess what?
Someone else has to win then.
Guess who else gets double-teamed? Yep. Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson, all the stars get double-teamed. Every week, every single week. You got to win.
Eric Armstead had a sack today.
He did?
Did he get the full sack or they give
They
Ventrell
gave him a full
sack?
sack.
Okay.
Full sack. Ventrell had hit him and then whiffed, I guess, and then
Saw an end zone view where he was hanging on, so I thought maybe they'd split it.
Maybe. I mean, they could review that and go back. I'm sure Eric would not be pleased with that if they
Regardless,
did
it doesn't change the outcome, right?
Yeah. So it's off to London now, and the Jaguars' new regime, their first trip doing it. So it's a Monday travel, Tuesday arrival, practice at the team hotel on the grounds there, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then play the game on Sunday before the bye week coming up. So 4-2 record, guaranteed a winning record going into the bye no matter what happens this week. So, but still plenty to clean up here. And, there's all this talk about Liam Cohen's talking about looking in the mirror and doing those things. They'll have plenty of time together over the next week at the team hotel in London.
Find a way to beat the Rams and be 5-2, and people will be back over the moon about where you are through 7 games.
It's really close to home for the leadership on both of these teams, too. Of course, Liam Cohen and James Gladstone, both on the Rams staff. Les Snead, former Jaguar scout in his early days in the NFL, the GM of the Rams, McVay, Cohen, very close. I mean, so this is going to be an intertwining of ideals and the way they go about business is going to be a lot similar with these two organizations.
This cannot be a big brother, little brother situation, though, right?
No.
It can't. And, look, if you win this game, next week is almost a freebie, right? You're at 5-1, and nobody expected you to get there. A lot of people didn't expect you to have 4, even coming back from the London trip, myself included, before the season. But you're right, perceptions change in such a hurry. The way they played today, the way they got physically dominated today at the line of scrimmage, if you lose in a similar fashion, there's going to be a lot of moaning and gnashing of teeth over the following 2 weeks.
It'll be a long bye week, you bet.
Yep.
And it's going to be the copycat league, right? I mean, every team's going to try to do the
Prove
same
you
thing.
can beat us with the passing game.
That's right. And they haven't proven that consistently yet.
Which is why you better get the running game going.
At some point.
I think it'd be helpful.
This week would be a good start.
You know, it'd be good. We had Brenton Strange. Right.
We haven't talked about that. You're absolutely right.
Both ways.
You bet.
Right.
And when you talk to people in this building about Brenton Strange, they believe. They're not just saying this. They really believe. He is, if he's not the best, he's right there with the best two-way
combo tight ends.
Right. Yeah. Greg Kittle's number 1, and he's a great blocker as well. But when you start talking about Brenton Strange in that stratosphere, it gives you a sense of what they really think about their former second-round pick. And no one can deny. What is he, 6'4", 250? But he plays like he's 6'6", 260. I mean, the guy is a physical blocker at the point of attack and just always seems to be right where the quarterback needs him to pick up a first down.
And in the first month, he was the leading receiver on this team.
Oh, yeah.
So
really
he's
good
doing
player,
he was doing it both ways, obviously.
3 more weeks at least for him on the shelf on injured reserve with a hip issue, and we'll see what happens after that moving ahead. Moving ahead now, it'll be the 5th quarter show. Hacker and company are ready to take your calls. We'll do this in London next week, Brian. You'll be here in the studio next week. Bright and early. Up with the chickens.
I might just stay. I hope somebody opens the door from where when I get here at 4:30.
Good question. We'll see if we can arrange that.
All right, I appreciate that.
That's Mike Dempsey, Brian Sexton. I'm J.P. Shadrick. Thanks to our entire crew, both here and at the stadium today across the street. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. Final score for the final time, Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. This has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.